This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
You know what I mean? It's just, I fucking hate this guy. I hate him with a passion. You know, I want to box him. It's real. It's 100% real. You know, me and H3H3 are pretty similar in the sense that we're both petty. And we're both revengeful people. We just are. And, you know, I don't think this beef between us is ever going to end. And maybe it's time that we just settle it like, you know, they used to settle it back in the olden days, you know, fisticuffs. Like, both of us probably don't want to do this. I mean, I'm even speaking for myself. I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to challenge him because if he does accept, like, it's just something that needs to happen. Like, I just, you know, sometimes, like, you know, I've been in many fights in my life. And, like, when you're done with the fight, like, you just feel like, okay, got that out of my system. I feel better, right? It's one of those nagging things inside of your soul. Like, oh, I hate this person, right? You know, I think maybe we need something like that, like a physical altercation that is legal, right? 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 Right?
Welcome, motherfuckers. Oh my God, we got a lot to discuss tonight. That's an understudy, because an understatement actually, because tonight we got a ton of shit to touch on, from Keemstar H3H3 invading into our community with TommyNC 2010, and also JD from New York, a cuck who used to work with the biggest shows and the biggest channel in our community, Joe Cronin. And also tonight, JB's testimony, his last rites. All that and a whole lot more as I'm flying solo with you guys tonight. And we're going to rock the fucking house for a little while here. I'm not going to be on for a long time tonight, but I'm going to be on for a good time. So if you're around, you want something to listen to tonight, sit back, relax, and let's talk about it. Just spoke to TommyNC 2010. We're going to touch on his interview with Keemstar. And like I said, the invasion into our community, Keemstar. So anyway, what is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing on this Monday night? Fucking Monday night shocker. I hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day. Everybody had a good day today, celebrating here in the U.S. Memorial Day and throughout the world. A big shout out and much love to all the veterans and to all the veterans of the past that are gone, that fought for our rights to be here tonight, and to all the veterans of today that are active and that have served at some point in their lives. Big fucking shout out to all those people and to their families, and I hope they had a good day today, on the day that we all as Americans and as just people in general sit back and give thanks and barbecue like slobs and give thanks to, you know, the guys who went out and busted their ass for us. So big shout out to them right off the bat. Now, tonight, like I said, we're going to talk about the great TommyNC 2010 getting that prime interview with Keemstar. And as you heard at the drop of the show, you know, Keemstar, he... you know, you kind of question why there was an interview that went down tonight with Tommy in the first place. But, you know, because it's always like something, you know, whenever you deal with Keemstar, you know, you don't know exactly what you're dealing with and why, right? And now a lot of us have done shows on it. And, you know, listen, this is not me jumping on some clout fucking tram here. I've covered Keemstar since day one on this network. I've always spoken about Keem. I've always touched on shit, always interacted with Tommy with Keem. I was on the first time with Tommy and Keem when Keem was on his network and he was bashing Joe Cronin. He was bashing Joe Cronin at one point, and I defended Cronin that night. And this was, you know, speaking with Keem and Tommy, and this is on Tommy's channel. Anybody can go listen to that and, you know, hear it for themselves. And, you know, it's been a long storied history there, right? So for a while, Keem downplayed a lot of shit in the interview with Tommy. It was a good interview, and I want to give credit to Tommy. He sounded much more sophisticated this time around, interviewing a big guy like Keemstar, who's a big YouTuber. And he sounded calm. Even though he wasn't calm, he sounded calm. He sounded relaxed. And, you know, he asked him some good questions, and he got in some good shit there. And Keem really unveiled on his show that he wants to box H3H3, like legit have a YouTube boxing match. You know what I mean? And that might happen. You know what I mean? Oh, all right, turn it. I guess I'll get badgered all night. I guess. All right, don't worry about it. So anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Shan. I'm good. Anyway, yeah. So he unveiled on his show that he legit wants to box H3H3. Now, H3H3 would be very smart to go and try to jump on that and really legit have a boxing match with Keemstar. It would be a major it'd be a major grab, like for everybody involved. For everybody involved, it'd be a major thing. And I think it would be a great fucking thing, you know? Something that, it would be big. It would be pretty big if them two beat the shit out of each other. You know? I'd like to see that guy H3H3, whatever his name is, fucking Ethan or whatever. I'd like to see him in a pair of boxing fucking trunks in the middle of the ring, you know? Getting pounded out by fucking Keemstar. You know, I don't know. But listen, we played the drop at the drop of the show, the sound bite from the interview with Keemstar. And Tommy, he more or less like,
I fucking hate this guy. I hate him with a passion. You know, I want to box him. It's real. It's 100% real. You know, me and H3H3 are pretty similar in the sense that we're both petty, and we're both revengeful people. We just are. And, you know, I don't think this beef between us is ever going to end. And maybe it's time that we just settle it like, you know, they used to settle it back in the olden days, you know, fisticuffs. Like, both of us probably don't want to do this. I mean, I'm even speaking for myself. I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to challenge him because if he does accept, like, it's just something that needs to happen. Like,
all right, so that was on Tommy's show. There was nowhere else did Keemstar say that he actually wants to box this guy. So that's pretty cool that Tommy broke that on Tommy Talk. So shout out to him. But I do want to move along here, and we'll come back to the whole Keemstar interview with Tommy and everything. But we got to move on because we got to touch on, man. And this guy has brawled with Keemstar, so it's a little nice segue into the man known as the cat fucker, JD from New York. This guy. All right, why don't you get a cease and desist? Why don't, you know what? Maybe Alexa Bliss should get a cease and desist on you now, you fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Because you're prying into her life like that, right? We had to hear you, while I worked over with Cronin, hear you complain for fucking 6 months about how we were kidding around about you and making jokes about you fucking your cat and this and that. You know, you're a homely cunt, dude. First of all, you live at home with your fucking mom and your fucking weird father and your weird fucking gun-threatening brother, because your brother threatened me on fucking Twitter and everybody knows it with a gun, actually threatened to shoot me. Big fucking tough guys from New York. And you go around and you say some shit like that. Now, listen, if you're judging her by her wrestling, okay, I get it. You make a couple of jokes. We say some raunchy shit here. Everybody knows that. We say a bunch of raunchy shit. I get that. But you know what? This guy is considering... he considers himself in the business, right? I mean, we all know this. This guy considers himself in the fucking business, right? So you're in the business and you're sitting there and you're fucking bringing up not her only her in-ring fucking, attributes, but her attributes in bed, in the sack. What a sick fucking short man Napoleon cunt that this guy is, okay? I mean, really. I heard the fucking video. It's fucking sickening. This guy is a sick bitch, all right? But I don't condone anybody threatening his life. I don't condone anybody fucking fireballing his apartment or his house or his cat. I saw somebody say they're gonna fucking take his cat and they're gonna fucking skin it and fuck it and fry it and eat it. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I mean, you're going too far there. You could kill it, but don't fucking fry it and eat it. Come on. It just, I don't know, man. It's just, this guy is just fucking, what a fucking hypocritical fucking cunt this guy is. How does he perform in bed? With a stepladder? How does he perform in bed? I wonder what he does. I'd like to see him 69 in a chick. Half of these chicks that he's talking about in the WWE would probably be able to fuck him up in real life. Okay? And now he's being attacked by everybody and their fucking mother, which he deserves. Okay, Mick Foley, one of the legends from New York, where JD's from, and I can't stand the fucking fact that I live in the same state as this cuck, but that's what fucking Mick Foley, just become friends with this guy. I'm in the business. No, you're not in the business, okay, Tuesday? You're not in the fucking business if you're not friends with Mick Foley and 100 of these other people, okay? I mean, Braun Strowman, everybody sees it. You're all on Twitter. You see what's going on. Here's a tiny taste of what is going on right now to this guy and the world of shit that he created for himself. A video that was cut a year ago, right? But you know what? Listen, calm is a cunt, and it sneaks back up on you, buddy. And sometimes it bites you in the ass. And yes, people are on here that do shows every word unless you erase it. And even sometimes when you erase it, people record shit, and your fucking words linger on for forever on here, okay? They linger on for forever on here. And if you're in the business, right? If you're in the business on a Tuesday or on a Monday night like tonight, and you fuck cats, you should know you're going to go out there and you're going to say some shit like that. It's going to haunt you. And that's a video right there that shoulda, coulda, woulda bit him in the ass, and it did. All right. Now, if I'm friends with him and I'm cool with him, or I'm a listener of his, and a year ago when he cuts this video, I would have been like, dude, you know what? You should maybe take that shit the fuck down, because you're attacking the girl's fucking, like, what she does in the sack, bro. You know what I mean? And all these wrestlers, they all respond to shit nowadays. Okay. Here's another tweet from fucking the man himself, Road Dogg. Look at that. Okay. Road Dogg's been around this community, in and out of this community. A lot of people follow him, and he follows a lot of people back. He had a lot of shit to say about it. A lot of people have a lot of shit to say about it, and they should, because it was uncalled for and fucking stupid. And it's like, I understand you want to be over the top, and you want to be like this. You want to be a little bit shock jockey in the wrestling area, in the commentary area of wrestling, and you want to bring an edge to what you're doing, and you want to. But listen, there's such things as going overboard and killing yourself, taking a shovel and digging your own fucking hole, right? There's such things as that. And this guy's done that. And it's a prime example that every word that you say here on the internet, it all matters in the long run. It all matters. Correct? It does, okay? It does. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all of it. It sticks around. It goes nowhere. All right? And you know what? I can't feel bad for this guy at all. I cannot feel bad for this guy at all. Okay, now, the threatening of his life part, all right, that's bullshit. I mean, even though his brother threatened to shoot me with a gun, it's like, all right, I still don't wish this on this cuck. You know what I mean? I still don't. But JD is the type of guy that would bring his wife to a bar and say, hey, I want you to fuck my wife in front of me. You know what I mean? Because he is a cuck. And if people met him, they would know he's a cuck. Him and his little fucking intro video that he made on his little channel over there. He thinks, this guy, it thinks he's so much more than what he truly is. He really does. I mean, you guys have seen it. These inflated motherfucking heads on YouTube of people thinking that they're just so much more than what they really truly are. It's sickening, some of these fuckers, and he is a prime example. I knew it from day one, back in the day when we first started fucking around with this guy, because we worked with Joe, and we saw what this guy was capable of, and like all the shit, all the retarded shit, and the stupid stuff that he says and does, and you know, it's like you knew that this shit was gonna bite him in the ass. And this is the type of guy that would send a cease and desist letter to somebody who used to work with him because he couldn't take the heat. You know what I mean? This is a guy who's got to get on a fucking step ladder, on a scaffolding to eat a girl's ass out, okay? He's got to get on a scaffolding. You understand this? This is why this guy is mad at the earth. This is why this guy went and fucking reacted the way he did. Because he's got to get on a step ladder to eat that ass. You know what I mean? He's got to get on a step ladder to pound out that meat. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He's got to get on that step ladder. And he's got to try to ride it. He's got to ride it out. All right? A little flood to us is a fucking monsoon to this man. Okay?
And she does nothing. She does nothing. She's just, I guarantee you, she's one of those women that just lays there and just takes it.
Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? You're a wrestling commentary guy. All right, listen. This guy doesn't do what me or Joe does or JB, who we're going to get to in a little while, does in this community. He doesn't do what we do, okay? He doesn't do what we do, all right? This guy covers wrestling. He's a straight guy. He more or less, you know, gets mad. His shtick is getting mad, screaming, you know, going over the top, you know, shock commentary, okay? Shock Terry. Okay? And what this guy says here is like, just listen, as much as people want to say, and some of the wrestlers have said, you're not part of the business, asshole. You and your fucking inflated ego, you know. He's the type of guy that would buy a fucking huge truck because his cock is so small. You know what I mean? He's like that type of guy. And a couple of wrestlers already said, like, dude, you're not in the industry, so stop fucking going around like you're in the industry, okay? But the bottom line is, in our world where he's known and we know him and all that shit, he's in the industry, right? And what he says and what he does, right, over here, it doesn't matter much probably, right? In the big scheme of things on Twitter and who's following him. But like, you go around telling people you're in the industry and you have jobs and you work in the industry and you commentary and all that shit, right? And I've seen a lot of stuff from him. It's like, don't you realize, you know, like that there's a line you don't cross, especially when you're trying to break in to the business. There's a line you don't cross. Does he get that? I don't think he got that at all, right? Because he wouldn't have been making videos like this and flipping out. And it's like, you know, you got to have your fucking boundaries, man. Especially when you're trying to break into the business. You know what I mean? So that's why you get messages like this. Kill your fucking self and go, fuck you, you bitch. Get a fuck you. Get a fucking you, bitch. Get a fucking you, bitch. All right? He's a bully. Bullying a woman. You want to bash her? What her in-ring fucking shit is? You want to bash her for that? No problem. In the sack, though? You want to talk about her in the sack? In the sack?
I guarantee you, she's one of those women that just lays there and just takes it. Nothing. She does nothing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in bed with Alexa Bliss, man, and she performs the same way she does in the ring? Awful. All look and no substance whatsoever. So,
well, you know what? You're all talk, and you're no fucking substance whatsoever, okay? You're all fucking talk, buddy. Your shock commentary is fucking garbage. And that's why dudes like you only go so fucking far when you have a driving force. Okay? You have the WWE wrestling in general as a driving force behind you in what you're doing, right? And what do you do with it? You fuck it up like that. You become an asshole. Hey, let me be an asshole. You know? Now, if you're just here calling people out and calling wrestling out for what it is, all right, then you could say something like that about Alexa Bliss and be like, hey, fuck you, I really don't care. But this guy's telling us he's part of the business, that he broke into the business. I heard him doing a Q&A about 2 weeks ago where he was saying, you know, when I first broke into the business, and all this stuff like that. And then here you are, you broke into the business, okay? You know, if he's sitting there and not saying that, then maybe I'm not saying what I'm saying right now. But for the fact that this guy thinks that he broke into the business and he fucking so excelled into the business, and to turn around and talk and say that shit, yeah, like, honestly, I hope you meet some of these wrestlers, and I hope they pounce your fucking teeth down your throat. You know, and I don't want to wish any bad things on you, but you, your brother, the whole shtick, you walk around like a tough guy. I wish I was there when you were recording that fucking little intro you have. Because it would have been me smacking you around in the fucking beginning of every show you do. Because you're a little bitch. With your little fake goatee that you color in, you fucking weirdo. Go buy some more fucking hair coloring to hide the fact that you're going gray already at fucking 30 years old, you weirdo. From being so stressed out about wrestling. Who the fuck gets that stressed out by wrestling, you fucking weirdo? God. The balls on this guy. I wonder how you perform in bed, my friend. I know, with a stepladder.
Good evening, Mr. Morrison. My client Jerry found your comments direct slander and defamation on his career. We will be taking affirmative action on your channel.
Bring it.
Cease and desist, Kenneth. We will be addressing you in a public hearing in the near future.
You're no better than me. The JD song. You're no better than me. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you. I do everything I do way better than you. I'm better than you. I'm the best. JD's the best. Coming from New York, baby, grab on my breast. I live at home with my mom in the basement. Fucking cats. The motherfucking bass in my face. Yeah, I'm here on a Tuesday, Wednesday with a third in your face. Yo, let me tell you, she performs in bed like a fucking dead woman in the bed. Yeah, out, I give head. Fuck that, on my channel with bread. Yo, take my cat, give him some head. Yeah, check his asshole instead. Oh, JD from New York, he's a big cock and he on a walk when he does his intro. Oh my god, bro, I'm so cool around my circle, bro. Yeah, cause outside of my circle, I'm not really known. But when I broke into the business on a Thursday, I broke into the business hard. And I'm a hard guy, and I'm the man. And you know what? Fuck your stepladder scaffolding. When I broke into the business, you gotta get down with the fucking business. Oh, yeah, JD from New York, bro, I fuck cats. Here I am talking about you, and you when I fuck cats. I'm better than you. Fuck my cat. Cease and desist on your motherfucking ass. Yeah, Tuesday, think fast. Yo, let me see you in a Monday Night Raw. Fuck this girl's a whore. Well, I know all the guys and I know all the pros, and I sit front row at the motherfucking show. Oh my god, my name is JD, and my brother's got a gun and he's coming for me. Oh, JD from New York. He's short and complex. Yo, JD from New York. He's got a short man complex. Short man complex. Short man complex. Short man complex. You got a short man complex. Short man complex. Short man complex. JD from New York.
Purchase your tracks today.
All right, we're going to move on now. I think I ripped him a little bit. But anyway, I got to mention this. I don't know if he is officially gone, if he has officially flown the coop for good. What he's doing, where he is, I haven't spoken to him. I have no clue what the fucking thing, what the deal is. But JB, the person I worked with for a while, and I respect, and, I feel bad that he's stressed out and shit from what's going on. He's been under a lot of fire the last couple of weeks, in the community in the whole, and he's got a lot of supporters, people who love him, and he's got, his detractors just like anybody else, but, he actually, he had a lot to say before he left the community, right? And a lot of people recorded what he was talking about and what he was saying. And I got a little bit of those recordings right here. And I'm going to play you. Basically, I'm just speculating. And like I said, I can't confirm anything. But I think this was like his last testimony type of thing. Or else you can hear it in there. because he's speculating himself about what he wants to do, and he does mention deleting stuff and moving on. So if that's where we're at right now, which I'm not sure, if we are at that spot, I just wanted to pay homage to the guy and at least play, you know, what I took as like, you know, a last testimony, to be honest, you know. And it sucks, you know, it sucks that shit has to get that way with a lot of people, and, you know, the drilling and this and that, but, you know, a lot of it's not my business, and a lot of it he brought on himself, a lot of it he didn't, a lot of it, you know, we all do, a lot of it we bring on, a lot of it we don't. It is what it is. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I wanted to basically play what I took as the final testimony type of thing. But I have a feeling that, you know, JB will be back in some fashion down the line. And not only that, I feel like, you know what, listen, he might move on and do some other stuff somewhere else. And if we're lucky enough, any one of us, to find him or see where he is, which I doubt you will if he does start back up, because of the simple fact, you know, in this clip that I'm going to play, he basically says, like, you know, like if I went, and you'll hear it in the clip, he basically says, you know, I wouldn't really tell anybody anything, because you tell one person, then everybody knows, okay, you know, he went over here and he restarted his stuff, because he doesn't want anybody there. He doesn't want the trolls finding it, and I can understand all that shit. So, but listen, we all don't know what the future holds. We don't know if he is gone or he's taking a little bit of a break or whatever the case may be. You know, I hope he's happy and this is what he really wants and everything. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, what I thought was the last testimony by the one and only JB from the community. A man I worked with for a while. Here it is.
The hell is this? What the fuck?
Thanks to YR for this clip, even though he's a scumbag prick.
YouTube tomorrow, and it'd be no sweat off my sack. All right? I'd miss everybody, and yes, this is my passion. I would love to be able to do what I've always wanted to do and make money. Okay? No doubt about it. But I can leave. I can go do something else. I have another job I can go do for side work.
Oh, damn.
You know, it's just, I want band Mets win again. Did he seriously? You can't get out of here. I want Mets win again, band. Out of here. I am so sick and tired of this. Like, I'm done. To the point where I don't want to do it anymore.
You can take the criticism.
Oh, he is lighting up the cigarette.
Cool at all. Like, I'm to the point where I am honestly thinking about, and I can't even do it because there's a few people, and they're going to be tempted to share it, and I just, you know, you can't do it. Like, I'm just so tempted to delete this and just start from scratch, from somewhere in a random spot on YouTube, and just build from the ground up.
What?
Don't have to deal with this shit. Sooner or later, yeah, you get big, you're gonna have trolls come out of the woodwork, but not like this.
These people, not these people, man.
Not like this.
There are on the internet who just talk shit, and that's all you gotta worry about. Listen, man, wherever you decide to go, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people who want to follow, but I mean, I don't know, man. At this point, I think that's probably the best choice to do, because it's just these people are not gonna leave us alone.
Seriously, I think I'm just done at this point. You know, I have some of the most amazing support from people. You know, a lot of great patrons. I mean, we got 43 patrons. You know, we got a website that people, you know, the people that do go there, they're there every day. The second a post goes up, bam, they're there. And you know, it's like if we do that, like the thing is, we have to delete our Twitters, we have to delete like everything. We have to literally start from scratch.
Thoughts, comms, fans.
Holy shit.
Do you have any with like a nice thick ass?
You went after my sponsors. Kill myself!
There you have it, folks. A man who meant so much in this community to a lot of people and to myself, and I worked with him for a very short time that the three of us, me, Joe, and JB, were actually on the same page and working together cohesively as a unit. And you want to know something? It was one of the greatest feelings. And I look back at that time and I really cherish working with JB, and whatever JB decides to do, wherever it is, whenever it is, whatever it is, I salute JB, man. Like him or hate him, he's a talented dude. And shout out to you. I hope you're happy wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And thank you for all the fun fucking memories and moments that you had on here before I was a part of this community, and while I was a part of this community, and hopefully again one day, my friend.
You went after my sponsors.
You went after my sponsors. Right?
Right.
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 Right, Keemstar.
Right.
So tonight, we took a little journey with a cuck named JD from New York. We said salute to a friend named JB. Let's not get him confused like Tommy does. JB said, JD said. Keemstar, using autistic people to get his message out there. And H3H3, he's just a guy who wants to copy Howard Stern and people from New York and tries to act like he's cool. Meanwhile, he's a fucking cuck that probably needs somebody to pound out his wife, just like JD will one day when he gets married. So today, a big shout out to all our veterans out there, and a shout out to you in the chat and at home listening to this. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And a shout out to TommyNC with a great interview tonight as well. Folks, hope you have a great Monday night. We'll see you Wednesday for Live Wire, 9 o'clock Eastern here on the channel. And salute to everybody out there. Have a great weekend. And, no, I'm just kidding. It's not even close to the weekend. What am I saying? But yeah, that's about it, guys. Have a good rest of the night. Enjoy wrestling, whatever you're watching. Hit that like button if you're watching live. And if you find this on the replay, hit the like button again, all right? And I'm going to go roll around on a floor somewhere in North Carolina where there's only one person with COVID. All right? When Keem was saying to Tommy, man, it must suck for you being like a social butterfly like you are, not being able to go out of your house during this COVID and all that stuff, I'm thinking to myself, and he's like, yeah, it's been hard. Yeah, real fucking hard, Tommy. Real fucking hard, my friend. You've been out every day since with your boyfriend over there fucking doing fucking TikToks, you weird fucker. Isn't it kind of funny? This guy scores a huge interview with Keemstar the day he leaves mine and Joe's channel. Kind of weird, ain't it? Look at that. Tommy getting hooked up with the big boys as soon as he leaves me and Joe. It's great. Have a great time. Yeah. Anyway. Peace, boobies. See you guys Wednesday night. We'll have everybody in the house except for Chris. But love you low. Filthy Mouth Gamer. Shout out to those guys that be in Wednesday. Shout out to Shannon. She did a great show Saturday night. If you haven't seen the episode, go check it out. It was a fun night Saturday. And who knows? Maybe we'll end up on Corrupted again down the line. See you guys later. Peace.